So it's been a bit of a while since I've looked at my Aether's defense teams, so I decided I want to go back to it, and there's been some significant changes since the last video it was featured in. Let's have a look. Did pretty well. There was no match where they had a perfect victory where they didn't lose a unit. I also think these replays have a lot of information on how I can improve this team, and start one by one. So, I'm thinking of making this my Astra team, or Astra defense team. I don't really have an Astra offense team, which is why my lift was as low as it was at 12,400. Until I get like a proper Astra team running, I'm just gonna sit around the mid-level players for ETH raids. Anyways, back to the match. So, Dancer, Altina, Dancer, Reinhardt, and bonus unit. Of course, plus 10, and a pretty strong Altina as well. 59 attack is really scary. I think she's a pretty good unit. She gets really, really bulky. But the only downside to using her as a mythic, I guess, is that she can't get blessed. So she, and I'm saying this in quotation marks, loses out on potential stats, but her stats are insane, and she has a really good kit. So does it matter? Maybe, probably not. But there is a thing that I've noticed with Altina, and I'll mention it when it pops up. So this team, standard rally trap as you saw before, and I decided to switch out Roderick with Eliwood, and the main reason I did this is because Null see Kronias and Null see Brave Ikes. So that just means that Roderick instantly dies to a Null see Brave Ike, which was the most common Ike that I found for the Brave Ike variant. So I have two things. I have a Hardy Bearing Sonya, so ignores, not really ignores, but it threatens Vantage users and Kronia, which is why she's there. And I also have a Blazing Durandal Eliwood with Quick Impulse. So the reason I have Quick Impulse is so that he gets an instant Gale Force, or at least that's my method behind it. So he attacks Ike and then gets to attack again. And because he has Blazing Durandal, Aether or whatever special he has won't charge up, even with Brave Lucina support. So that screws her up. And I'm waiting for another copy of Thracia so I can give him Panic Smoke. So this team is basically about, I designed this team to say no to super tanking, but I've recently found that it's a bit weak to hit and run and dancer strats, and Vantage is like iffy, but it tends to do well against Vantage. So that's enough talking. Or is it? I'm just going to quickly show all the builds so you know what it is. So right now I'm running a Self with Sudden Panic because I thought it would go well with Micaiah's Yoon's Whispers, so they get debuffed and panicked if they have units together. That does mean Self is kind of not really doing anything outside of panicking, and if he gets attacked, then, well, attacked on the first turn, then he loses the panic buff. But, you know, I think this team is, like, okay. There's definitely a lot of improvements I can make, especially because I want to replace Sonya with Thracia. So it'll also boost up everybody's HP and defenses, including the Self, and maybe I can switch him to a regular, maybe DC Vantage or something else. Anyways, he's going to try and tank with Altina. Oh wait. So I think after Dance, because I gave Azura Torrent Dance, she has the guidance seal right now, but ideally I would want to move guidance to her C slot and have another seal. I'm not sure what seal I would want to run. Maybe like a chill. Not entirely sure, I'll have to do some testing. So, Kagero, she's my my tank killer. She does a lot of damage, she's colorless, so she has null follow-up, a lot of speed. She hits 50 speed right now. If she has more attack, she's going to hit 67 on initiation. So, well, with her weapon she'll have like 71 attack and 51 speed and ignore doubles, or the anti-doubling mechanic of like Worry Fighter and such. And she has 40 defense and reduces 50% of the first attack. So she's actually pretty beefy on offense. Yeah. And then when her turn's over, she kind of struggles. So at this point, I think this person should have been able to win. Kind of just leaves Altina here to be debuffed like that. But she kind of counters my Kagero, I think, because of the double hits. Yeah. And then this happens. But Self is like too tanky. I think he's like one of the few Altina counters actually, because he can't get one-shotted, or if he has more than 50% HP, he's a bulky unit that can survive. And he doubles Altina regardless of IVs, unless you invest speed into your Altina, but who would do that, right? So he gets the double, and every Self has a 3-turn special. Like, it's just, I guess it's just like an unspoken law, like Vengeance, Bonfire, or hell, even Iceberg. Doesn't matter what it is. If he attacks into Altina or Altina attacks into him, he doesn't die. Well, there's only a few cases where he would die, but he basically doubles and gets the special off, and she just dies. If you're getting sick of Altina sweeping your team, maybe consider Self if you're not running him. Maybe. This person has double dancer, and their carry unit is Ares, and their support unit is Odin. Double links, not bad. And he has chill as well. Okay. And then bonus unit. I'm guessing he assumed this would be the trap, so Ares could take advantage of Vantage, but I decided to move the other trap here because this one is really hard to test unless you have like a double smite thing going on. But if you're using 2 turns to smite, then you only have the unit that gets smited and 2 other units. So if they're not dancers, you'll kind of be in a lot of trouble. And it's basically just like you overcommit to test this trap out. So, and here I decided that I wanted to leave this one as a fake trap to bait people that want to use this tile for Vantage. Just like this Ares here. So he attacks Self because there's a possibility that this could be a real trap. Funny thing though, because Ares is all buffed up, Self does not deal enough damage. And you'll see why this is funny later. Or is it because Hardy Bearing? I don't remember. No, Makai just outright takes him out. That's why it's funny. So, Wings of Mercy. Bam, your dancer's gone. And I believe from here he surrenders. No? Okay. I think he was just caught off guard, honestly. But well, nothing he can do about it now. So I did better earlier on in the week, and then kind of just like went a bit downhill. So this success. Alright, this is what you guys are gonna want to watch this. So this Sothis, the newest Sothis to come out of the banner. This one's plus speed boon as well. but at 0 merges. If it was at 10 merges, maybe she probably would have lived actually. So she gets all buffed up, and Eliwood's giving her the bonus doubler effect. So she has like 60 in every stat, something like that, plus 12, so 47, and then from her weapon as well, plus 5. So low 50s in like every stat. Attack is like well into the 70s, and she has like 60 speed. So it takes out Eliwood no problem. Man, that's a lot of stats. Unfortunately, even with those stats, she dies to an iceberg. And then they give up. Yeah, Sonya's really strong. Really, really strong. Another Altina player. Decided she was going to tank. Makai goes down. 22 damage. So my Eliwood's at +1. If you had more merges, he probably could have lived. And she leaves Altina exposed. But, you know, like I said before, I guess Self is a counter, and everything goes bad. And then that's where the successes end. It's alright. From here on in, I can use these failures as sort of guidelines for me to tweak my team. So this person has a +9 Lin, Fire Sweep and double Poison Strike, Reinhardt with Wings of Mercy, double dances and bonus unit. Yeah, this is what I meant when I said hit and run teams kind of just roll over my team a little bit. I don't know, in a lot of these replays, usually, well, the player eventually realizes like, screw it. Getting a deathless win over this team is too hard because I tried to make this team really hard to approach to have a perfect win. So most people just kind of sack one unit to get the map going and then clear out the rest of the units. Not in this case. So, what was it? He uses Reinhardt to attack, and I guess I could see it as like a bit of a bad move, but he has 2 dances with like Wings of Mercy, so he still would have had like an extra turn to go all in anyways. This person goes like balls to the walls, by the way. Dance, take out Micaiah and Azura. And this next part, I'm not sure I quite understand why the AI does this. So what I think the AI is going to do is have Kagura just take out Reinhardt. But instead, Sonya's going to take him out. Actually, I do think I know why. I believe the AI prioritizes killing, and when there are 2 units that can kill, there has to be some sort of tiebreak, right? So I believe the tiebreak is the amount of damage they receive, and Sonya clearly one-shots, right? She deals the most damage to Reinhardt, so Sonya's going to go for Reinhardt, and with the tiebreak on the least damage done, the Sonya goes for Reinhardt because she takes 0 damage if she takes out Reinhardt, whereas Kagura would have, even with say 66 attack, she doesn't one-shot the Reinhardt, so the Reinhardt's going to get a counter in and deal some damage, right? And the AI thinks that no damage is better. So this happens. Whereas ideally, he would have wanted Kagura to take out Reinhardt, right? So, instead, this, he only loses Reinhardt. So, I'll need to think of a way to stop hit and runs or maybe design a new team, but I think I'm going to keep going and improve this team. So it should be pretty easy for him right now. Yep. Next one. Plus 10 Tail 2. Is this plus 10? Plus 9 Louise. Alright. Should I build a team with Nagas? Alright, the upcoming Legendary Band has a Naga, so I was thinking about it. Because I kind of do want to get into building a proper team for Naga. With Naga on Astra, but everybody says Naga is a pretty bad unit. I mean, I think she's okay. I just think that because Ed and Altina exist, and even Peony as like a mythic dancer, which makes things even better because she gives, I think, like 3 or 4 speed, and she's a mythic slot, and she can take on the role of a support unit as well. And if you have 2 Peonies, you can give plus 6 attack and speed. So, yeah, Naga just faces competition, you know? But I think she's okay. Divine Fang is pretty good skill, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. Okay, so this person does the hit and run, right, with a dance. And it's kind of what I mean when hit and run kind of just like rolls over my team, ruins my team. See, all my units just like charge in, and now they get picked off pretty easily. I think this strategy is only possible if you have a dancer and repositionals, and you attack self. But yeah, if they didn't have that Naga in that position, they would have had a perfect victory. So I think that's the one way to completely shut down this team. Yeah. I think a big weakness is maybe this enough space for my opponent to work with, like meaningful space. So there's that done, and we're up to this guy with the Reinhardt on his defense team. Okay. Advantage for Lawwwrry plus. Wait, plus 9? I don't see that every day. Instant bonfire. Who's her support partner? S rank as well. Wow. Imagine if Lawwwrry was demoted. Like, you could. She has plus attack too. That's insane. Okay, so we also have Fjorm disabling my dance. So when I built this team, I also kind of had that in mind, but maybe this team has too many ideas and I need to focus on some things more than others. But I also had Eliwood here as a counter. Well, so this is what I mean when I said this team was built to counter tanks and some vantage units. So the idea was, if let's say this was any tank, and let's say Eliwood has Panic Smoke, which I'm going to summon for eventually, so he'll get it eventually. The idea is that if you try and tank from where Lawwwrry is, she gets lunged, and then Sonya or Thracia comes in and takes out your super tank. So even if it's Brave Ike, right? Even Brave Ike will take like 20, 30 damage from Eliwood, get lunged, and then get sniped by one of my other units. So either Kagero or Sonya, depending on whether or not Fjorm's there, and then get taken out. And I did calcs. A plus 10 max invested Brave Ike dies, plus 10 max invested Kainigus dies, and Surtur as well. I've been seeing less super tank strats, so I might have to set up another team, but that's what I was going for. So pretty happy that it does what I intended to do. And then Aether would kind of just dies. And an overextension. Yep. And then I guess this person is okay, no. I feel like they could have won with one less casualty. Now Naga's gonna die. And then from here they should be able to win pretty easily. Although if you lose 3 units, that's a big hit to your lift gains. I wouldn't take this. But well, they did have 2 Nagas, so their team did score well. But I don't know. Some people just seems, you know. Okay, next team. Okay, we have an arena built Marth, which I guess works as well because support and the A skill doesn't matter. We have the Super Noe. We have Azura, of course, Double Dancer, and Pan. +9. Wow. Okay, so this person tried to tank the left and the right side at the same time. Man, I love Sudden Panic. Sudden Panic is such a sick skill. Hits all of these guys at once. And Pan is severely weakened as well. But not Noe. Noe's still kicking. Interesting. My team stayed together pretty well, actually. I like that. I like that. So Noe had 43 speed. I think Kagura had something around 38 speed, and my Kagura is only like +6. So I'm pretty sure if I gave her 4 more merges and 5 more dragon flowers, because Kagura is at +5 dragon flowers, she would have been able to avoid the double, and this would have been an even worse sweep. Worse for him. 6 damage. Wow, just 2 damage off the dance. That's unfortunate. So I believe the Noe is going to get taken out by Micaiah? Yeah. And then he's free to win. And then Marth should be able to do it. Yep. And then these two were really, these 2 matches kind of like showed me like the most glaring weakness of this team. Yeah, so this is what I meant when I said people kind of just, you know, sack 1 unit. So this person's just gonna sack Fjord. And the rest of his units are just like really far away, so they're in the clear. So Film takes out the Dancer. She gets taken out, but now all my units are going to start rushing in, so it's not really difficult to sweep the rest of my team when you start to just start them out like that. Guess he YOLO'd the trap for the best result. Yeah, I reckon that was his best move. And then the rest of the map should be pretty straightforward. It's just self. And then, finally, here we are at the last match. Naga, Aversa, Azura, Bronya, Kaya. Okay. Bronya's like, I think the biggest super tank that you can bring. I think she's like, well, maybe her and Idun is like the one super tank that can tank my entire team. Maybe Idun less, because Eliwood has pretty good res, and she can't double him back. Unless you have like double QR. Don't think it works like that though. Actually, I do think it works like that. In any case, because I think Bronya is the best super tank that you can bring. Because I bring panics, and that gives her strength. Here, I don't know if he knew this would happen, but all his units are super cluttered up, right? And when units are super cluttered up, the AI kind of, or at least in my experience, the AI kind of just like fumbles, and whatever your units just attack whatever's like in front of them, and it's probably not the best outcome. So that happens, then this happens. Yeah. Should be able to finish up. And that's the end of that. So after watching those things and learning about the hit and run weakness, I'm going to change a few things. So first of all, as I said before, I want to give Panic Smoke to Eliwood. I also want to merge him up all the way to +10. I believe he has 5. Yeah, he has 5 flowers for horse flowers. Why am I'm blanking? So the only problem with this setup is I can't run 2 defense mythics and maximize my. Do I say lift loss? Minimize my lift loss. Yeah, that's it. Because I'm also running Legendary Zero. So ideally I want to give her guidance. Some of these builds are unfinished, but I'm still testing things out. Now, I was unsure of whether or not to give Kagura or Sonya Hardy Bearing, but I decided that Kagura is more threatening with Darting Blow, and she's +6 and +5 Dragon Flowers, so +1 to... So +2 to every stat, and maybe +3 for some stats like defense and HP. So she can hit like 37 speed and 57 attack. Yeah, real threatening stuff. I was thinking about replacing Makai with another flying unit. Wait. So this is the kind of improved team that I wanted to test out with Peony, but she's a light blessed hero. I mean, having another dancer can't help, and her weapon's actually pretty good, but with what was it? Ground orders, her dance kind of like loses its charm. So any flying unit with ground orders will do. And if I want to run another dancer, I guess my best option for HP is, well, I say HP because I wanted to run Sudden Panic on that dancer, so I can clear up self to run something else, something more annoying, so he does more than just panic. So if someone else is panicking, he can maybe do his regular shenanigans with Inventory Pulse. And of course, instead of Sonya, I wanted to add in Thracia. So this will be my Dark team. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think it's called Dark. So everybody gets plus 5 HP. So if the Dancer gets plus 5 HP and HP seals and refined weapon and such, well, let's say in this case, it's Azura. She can reach pretty high HP in the 50s. Ideally, I'd want more than 60 HP, so that a lot of... I don't know, 60 HP to me is just a nice number where you can just debuff a bunch of carries, because the new threshold is now 60 HP, and if you have more than 60 HP, then that means that you can dodge a lot of this stuff. And basically it's just like a nice, how do I describe it? It gives me a good peace of mind knowing that I can panic basically almost everything with more than 60 HP. So the 5 HP helps out Eliwood, helps make him tanky, also helps out Kagero. She might be able to survive Altina if with the plus 5 HP and defense buff. And right now I believe that's everything in AR for me right now. I might be able to move some more buildings around actually. I was thinking about moving this fortress here so that people can't smite over this lava spot and smite into this trap and take out Sonya. But then that opens up hit and run on the left side of the map, so I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that. Again, I'll have to do some more testing. I'm also not sure if I want to put this Panic Mana over here. Well, I've been talking for a very, very long time, so I'll just end this here. So hope you guys had fun watching. Goodbye, and good luck on summoning. There's always someone who's going to be summoning, right? So, you know, telling you good luck, it's got to apply to at least one of you. Yeah, well, you know, for real, that's it from me.